Sawadika, my sisters and brothers in literature. Today I am going to have a book review. So guys, this is my first time in making a book review and I'm a bit nervous, but please bear with me guys. So the book that I've picked for today is a very special one. It is ta-da! Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. Okay, so I recently finished this book, like, I guess a month ago. 1 month, 2 months ago, I guess. And I want to first talk about the title of the book. Okay, so when it was first introduced to me, Joy Luck Club, I thought that it was about high school stuff and the likes, but I was corrected when I read the book, and I was so surprised to see that it is all about the relationship of mothers to their daughter and how they cope up with each other's differences, like that. Okay, so the book has 4 parts with 4 chapters each, and it has the each part has a general theme, which the chapters are a point of view of the mothers and the daughters. So first, I want to introduce to you the characters of the book, but please bear with me because I might not pronounce it very well because I don't speak Chinese. So please, yeah. So the mothers are So Yuan Wu, An Mei So, Lindo Zhong, Yingying and Yingying St. Clair. And the daughters are Jing Mei or Jun Wu, Rose Su Jordan, Waverly Zhong, and Lena St. Clair. Okay, so Joy Luck Club, this book is about Chinese immigrants in San Francisco meeting together, having this gathering, weekly gathering, I guess, or monthly. I forgot. This gathering, and where they play mahjong and cook Chinese foods together, like reminiscing the good old days, like that. And this book's content was about how a Chinese mother can raise her child in an American way, integrating the Chinese culture in them. But the thing is, American culture and Chinese traditions do not totally jive together. They clash with each other. That's why the daughters doesn't really get why their mothers are like that. They like, because their mother was like, don't do this because the consequence will be like this, you will be like this, you will be like this, like that. And the daughters doesn't really know the true intention of their mothers. And the sad part is that they grow up without knowing that why are their mothers like that. But the good part of this book is that as you go on reading, you would know why the mothers is like that. Why are they acting that way, like that? And this is the strength for the book, because some books these days only talks about the experiences, only have the point of view of the daughter, like why is she rebelling, why is she like this, what's her opinion, like that, without knowing the opinion of the parents too, of the mother. So what's great about this Joy Luck Club was that we would be able to know what's the feeling of the mothers as well as the daughters, and you can totally put 2 and 2 together until you have your own mind map about them. Okay, so the 4 chapters, the 4 themes of the book the four themes of the book is very essential for this, because it would point you to the right direction of what is it totally, what is this totally, what are they totally talking about. What's happening to me? Okay, so it was like, it was portrayed here, the differences of the cultures of the mother and their daughters. And but the good part is, in the end, they were able to find, to know what's really in the minds of each other. Not explicitly, but there's this deep rooted understanding between them na, and it's a good thing for them. Yeah. To introduce more about the book, I would give you some lines that I personally liked, starting from the foreword. Yeah. To my mother and the memory of her mother, you asked me once what I would remember. This and much more. Okay, so this part of the novel is totally relatable for me, because there's a part of this book that says you are a reflection of your mother. And I've heard a movie, I think I've watched a movie that says that you are your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother, and like that. So it was like, you as a daughter is a reflection of who your mother is, and that this part of you should be cultivated to be more, to have more, to give life to the life of your mother. Like it was so amazing. Yeah, it was so amazing for me, because before I did this review, I really watched some videos of Amy Tan about this book, and she it's very amazing that this book is generally her experiences and her mother. It was like a reflection of them, this book. And I have this quote that she said, you have a way in living a world that is different from anybody else, because in here you can the mother was really telling their daughters that they are something, they can do something about themselves, and you are an individual with your own capabilities. You are somehow unique from others. You can, if others can do it, why can't you? You can do it too. It's just that you need to believe in yourself. You need to persevere. You need to work hard in order to attain it. So yeah, I really love the word I really love using the word amazing these days. Okay, so then I have this line. It's not that we had no heart or eyes for pain. We were all afraid. We all had our miseries. But to despair was to wish back for something already lost, or to prolong what was already unbearable. So this line is also tickled my heart, because when you read this chapter, you would totally understand why. So you should read the book. Another is, the wound begins to close in on itself to protect what is hurting so much. And once it is closed, you no longer see what is underneath, what started the pain. So it was like a memory, an earlier memory from a child forgotten because of the time of the lost time. Like this part was it was part of the introduction part, but for me, it's one of the vital parts of the book, for one of the characters, because you would totally understand her as she is in the present because of this chapter. It was like one of the building blocks of their experiences, of their personalities. Yeah, because the past is the building block of our personalities. Okay. Then, a little knowledge withheld is a great advantage one should store for future use. And it is very right, because knowledge is power, and that you can use this knowledge at your advantage. And Waverly, this is Waverly's chapter, and she was a chess prodigy. So this is really truth for her, because every weakness, every information is very important for her games. Yeah. Then we have this. This may not be very remarkable for you, but it is for me, because it tells us, for me, it tells us our priorities in life. So, my mother is not the best housekeeper in the world, and after all these years, the Bible is still clean white. So, it is an indication. This is part of Rose Sue Jordan's point of chapter. She said that this line indicates that her mother, because there's something that happened which you would know when you read the book, like her mother, even from after all these years, doesn't really forget, and that she's always aware of the things around her and the things that make a person tick, like that. Yeah, so that's her mother. Also, another vital thing for this book is that every chapter have its moral. It gives you a lesson that you would really bring for the rest of your life. Like, so I will give you this from Rose's chapter, Half and Half. It's my maybe favorite chapter, so I want to read to you the moral. It's part of the lines. Okay. I think now that faith is shaped by half expectation, half by inattention. But somehow, when you lose something you love, faith takes over. You have to pay attention to what you lost. You have to undo the expectation. It says here, because there's something that happened in Rose's life which you should know when you would read the book. Okay, so I want you to read the book, really. So this line, this moral, this lesson really tells us that if there something will happen, if you will not, like, example for something bad that will happen, bad that will happen if you would not do something from the start, like that. So half by expectation, half by inattention. So you should pay attention in everything in life, and you should put your expectations in the right path. Yeah, because it says that if you don't pay attention, if you just let it be, leave it like that, you won't really you're not really doing something for it to stay together, like that. It's a really good I really like that part of the book, and I wish you would read this, really. So that's it. And another part that I really liked about this book is the ending part. Yeah, I know generally everyone likes the ending part, but it's, for me, like, it totally enlightened me, widened my perspective about the whole book. It bridged the gap from the beginning, because as I read the book, there's something that I really want to know, that what, even if it changes perspective, I was like, oh, what's this? Where will I find this? Why is it not yet said like that? So um because the ending talks about how Jun or Jingmei Wu met her sisters in China, because she did go to China with her father after her aunties in the Joyluck Club told her what her mother is totally up to these days. So her mother was, it was so heartbreaking, because until the death of her mother, Su Yuan Wu was still looking for her lost daughters. The twin daughters that she lost during the Japanese invasion in China. And the sad part really is that when Su Yuan died, like, she was always looking for her daughters. When she died, the daughters were found, and I was like, oh, why is it too late for them? But it's not really too late, because Jing Mei, when she saw her sisters, like, God, I wanna cry. When she saw her sisters, she felt that she was completed. Like, when her mother died, a part of her is really was sad to died too, I guess. And when she met her sisters, it was like her mother is together with her all over again. Like, the reunion was so heartwarming that I totally cried at this part of the book. I'm a crybaby, by the way. So yeah, and so that's it. In general, Joyluck Club is a very amazing book. It will give you another perspective, another insight of life, and it would totally improve your relationship with your mother generally, because this book really tells us that what our mothers are doing is what's the best for us. It's only the best for us because they know better than us. They have experienced a lot of things that we do not know ourselves, and that sometimes just listening to them is enough, and that it would be the best for us always, because no mother would wish their daughter to be astray, right? So since I was almost done. I am almost done. I want to recommend to you another book that is somehow related to Joyluck Club, but not quite. If you've ever heard about Crazy Rich Asians, it's a trilogy. I know you've heard a lot about it because it has a movie now and it's very famous. So the book version is, for me, the movie was amazing, but the book version for me was totally something that you should read. And although it has a different setting, it's so different from Joyluck Club. It has some similarities about mothers, about parents, about relationships in general, like that. So if you have time, you should really check it out. But you should really read this book too. So if I were to give a rating for this book, if we will give 5 stars, I would totally give this book a 5. Because to tell you honestly, I'm a very fantasy genre type person. I really love fantasy, but there are these books that are not fantasy but would totally capture my interest, because I read other books aside from fantasy, but I'm not really into them much. But Joyluck Club is a very different book, a very must read, and I wish you could read this like I did, and you would be satisfied for its content. So guys, before I end, I want to leave a line for you from Amy Tan in one of her interviews. She said that her mother, quote unquote, she was the one who could move me with every little thing she would say. So guys, I hope you liked it. That's all. Thank you. Bye bye.